Hey, what up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Today is Thursday, and I haven't done a live stream in ages. I've got no music playing, but hopefully you guys can hear my voice just fine. No music today. I'm tired of wearing headphones, and I'm tired of having to manage that, so I've got my own AirPods in, so I'm listening to my own soundtrack. You guys can put on your own as well. So then you can just listen to whatever you want. So today, we're going to be working on the North Carolina Transportation Museum, as you could probably tell by the title of the live stream. But there's a few things that I want to mention before we get started. And one is that right outside my window right now, they're doing track work. So I'll show you guys with the webcam what's going on out there real quick. Two is that my maintenance guy for my apartment might be coming in sometime in the next hour, so I might have to pause it to take care of that for a brief moment. And then three, at about 4 o'clock, about an hour from now, SA-31, which is the only freight train that runs on this line, should be going by. So when that happens, I'll pause the live stream and take the webcam, and we can actually, like, real life rail fan right out my window. But first, I just want to show you they got some track equipment parked outside, so let me show you that first. So anyway, that's what I've been seeing and hearing all day for the last 2 weeks. They've been out there, like, doing massive tie replacement. So I got my windows closed right now, so I don't have to hear that or smell all the exhaust and all the creosote and whatever else. But anyway, yeah, when SA-31 goes by at about 4 o'clock, which is what time it usually goes by every Thursday, I'll take the webcam as long as I can hear him coming. In fact, maybe I'll crack my window just a little bit so I can hear. But he's usually here around 4 o'clock. Let me crack my window. Then I'll hopefully hear him blowing for the crossings coming up. So it's a short train usually, so we can watch them together. All right, so let me switch over to surveyor mode here. And we can take a look at what I've been doing on the North Carolina Transportation Museum. I'll show you guys an overview of all the work that I've been doing on this. So by the way, I know a few of you guys have been asking me on some of my posts or Discord or wherever else what the status is of this map, and it's getting pretty close to being done. So I want to give you guys an overview of what it looks like right now. And what's left to do, and hopefully we don't run into any issues. So we're at I guess this would be the southwest end of the map, which is Salisbury or Salisbury. You can see the station right over here. And I've spent a lot of time trying to build this city to best represent the actual town within this game. I had to take some, artistic liberties here and there because of the types of buildings that we have in the game. But I did my best for that. Actually, let me zoom out really quick and just give you an overall size of the map. It's really not huge, but man, there's just so much packed into this thing. It's very dense. So we'll just fly around really quick here, and I'll show you where I'm at. I'm trying to be as faithful to the real thing as possible, but obviously there's only so much you can really do in this game. So we've got Salisbury Station here. We've got some of our main roads around town. The main downtown area is pretty well modeled, I would say, as best as I could get it. We've got this Y junction over here. And let's just I'm gonna try not to move too much because I know what that does to the bit rate on the YouTubes there. And my computer also doesn't really like it, so I'll just kind of get to some spots and pause and change angles. Just allow you guys to be able to see some of the work that I've been putting into this monster. I'm really aiming to have it done by July, so, we'll see. So a lot of neighborhoods, very densely packed areas. Trying to model as much as I can without really cutting corners, and that's been extraordinarily time consuming and challenging. So you guys can get a pretty good idea of what this looks like. And then I'll fly down the main line through the yard. Kind of come over here. I've been using Google Street View to look at what these crossings look like, and this particular crossing right here is pretty wonky. It's got like 3 sets of gates. I don't know. I really don't know how this activates and how this works, but I kind of feel like I might be missing another set of gates in here. But pretty interesting. I wouldn't want to get caught in the middle there. You know, where in between trains or something like that. So let's kind of zip our way up into the yard a little bit. And again, I've probably spent more time building like the background scenes of this thing than anything else. And the stuttering that you're seeing is on my end as well, because my computer does not like me to play this and stream it at the same time. It is extremely detailed. There's a lot of trees, a lot of grass, and that sort of thing. Did I see somebody asked if this was going to be payware? The answer is yes, it will be payware. It'll be on my website. It'll probably be like $15 or something like that. Just like my other 2 routes. Man, I'm gonna have to turn down the draw distance on this once we get settled. So let's go over to the museum itself, because that's sort of the main attraction here. You know what? Let me just turn down the draw distance right now, because I'm gonna totally melt my machine. Turn it down to 3000. So I'll be able to see as much into the background, but it'll still look pretty good. So try to pan down as best as I can. Let that stabilize for you guys to get a look at that. This is the main part of the museum. I've modeled the back shop building. That's my first like 3D model that I've done myself, and Audie has helped me with skinning it and that sort of thing. Still has some more work to be done on it. And I've been working on the flue shop as well. Let me zoom in on that. Oh, not that far. Still a work in progress. I got to make some doors for it. I need to bake the model. And I have a lot of other details I need to add to it. But that is being custom made for this particular route, along with the back shop there. And yeah, so that'll be included with that. Wow, this is super laggy. Let me just get a couple more views of the museum itself. I've never been here, so I'm just kind of going off of what I've seen in pictures and Google and that sort of thing. So hopefully it's accurate enough for the people who do live in the area. The reason that I picked this route, I didn't pick it, it was a commission. So one of my patrons wanted to commission me to make this, and I took him up on the offer, because when I looked at it, it didn't look like it was going to be particularly complex, and it's only a couple miles long. But little did I pay attention to how dense everything is here. All the neighborhoods and all the industry and stuff like that. So it's been a much more challenging project than I had initially anticipated. I was hoping to have it done really quickly. Yeah, it's kind of been leading to a bit of burnout, if I'm being perfectly honest. But yeah, once I'm done with this, I'm going to be moving back onto doing stuff on the P&B. That is my plan. Get that finished and released by the end of this year. So let's see, we got 51 people watching. It's pretty sweet. Still pretty early on the East Coast. It's 3 o'clock, so I imagine on the West Coast it's what, noon? People are still in work, school, whatever else. So, all right, and then this is basically where it's just going to end right here. I've got portals on each end. I'm gonna leave the map. This is a DEM map, so all the terrain data is in here. I'm gonna leave the additional tiles here on the edges, even though I'm not going to model all this stuff. So that way, if you guys want to expand it, the terrain is already there, and all you have to do is kind of lay the track and grade it out. Yeah, I'll probably be doing some more live streams on this as I wrap this up, because now I'm getting into some more of the detail work. As you have been able to see, most of what I've done so far is just kind of coverage, just trying to cover up some areas, and I haven't spent a lot of time doing much in the world of the details. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and that's what we'll be doing over the next few live streams, which I may do another one tomorrow, and I'll definitely be doing another one or two next week. What I'm going to do right now, though, is turn down the draw distance all the way, because this is just way too much. I might even have to turn down some of the scenery details. And also, I could probably turn off process objects behind camera. That would probably help, too. All right, great. I think maybe next year I'm going to build a new computer, and then I'll devote this one to, like, being my live stream processing machine. So what I'm thinking today is we will do some detail work over here. I need this to be a little bit larger, I think, 2500. We'll do some work over here at this Brickyard. I've got Google Earth open on my other monitor here, and I want to flesh this out, because then I can kind of feel like I'm mostly done with this sort of middle part of the route. Yeah, this is not going to be a route for anybody who has like a potato machine. I mean, even my computer is kind of having issues at times. So you're going to want to make sure that you've got some sort of a decent machine, or you're going to have to just go through and replace all the speed trees for billboards. I mean, the trees in the background are all billboard trees. But the ones in the foreground are all 3D trees, so you'll have your option for that. You guys are asking for the Discord link. Sure, why not? Why don't we do that right now? We'll get one in right off the bat, right off the beginning of the stream. Let me remember how to do this. Let's see, I'm going to set this one to expire after 6 hours. All right, incoming. There you go. Have fun. Read the rules. That's all I have to say. So, all right, let me get back to business here. I'm going to keep an eye on the time. Make sure I don't see anything about... If any of you guys are the ones who know of SA31, let me know in the chat if what the story is. It looks like CSX 4451 and 6228 are on their way, so probably around the usual time would be my guess, around 4 o'clock. But if any of you guys are, you know, from the area, well, let me know in the chat when to look out my window. I'm gonna, like I said, try to listen. So let's see, what do we got here? We got to try to fill in some of this space. And let's start with, oh man, I definitely got to turn down some of these settings. I can't turn down the post-processing. I can turn down everything else though. So we're going to just start by bringing in some ground texture. Yes, I know, surprising live stream. It's been, when was my last public live stream? Was it like at the beginning, like in January, February? I know it's been a really long time. Like I said, I've been really focused on this map, and then I got really burned out up until about this week, to be honest with you. I took some time off over Memorial Day weekend and just went up to my cabin in the mountains and turned off the internet and just hung out, did some fishing and did some outdoorsy stuff and kind of reset, and I'm feeling pretty good now. Oh, Jaden. It's too late. There's no takebacks. So yeah, I just haven't been really motivated to do any kind of live streams. Not to mention, a lot of the stuff that I've been doing on this map, like off camera, has been like building these stinking neighborhoods back here, which aren't even rendering right now, but you know, building all this, and it's so tedious and monotonous that I would never bore you guys to death with that. So let me I gotta pay attention. You guys are distracting me in the chat. So we're gonna try to detail this area a little bit. Can I switch this over to Google Earth? What will this do? Nope, that does not. Oh, it does work. All right, so this is what we're looking at in Google Earth. And I want to maybe focus. Can you see my mouse? Can't see my mouse cursor. I'm going to try to focus on this area. You can kind of see the mouse cursor. So I think this is some kind of a brickyard. I don't know for sure. I know that the school back here is abandoned, which I did not model as abandoned because there's no abandoned schools or anything like that. So, yeah, let's switch back over to Surveyor. How long have I been working on this one? I started it right after the Hudson and Western, so sometime in, what would that be, December, I would say? Yeah, I started it in December. So we're going to just sort of rough in some dusty stuff around here. But I've literally been working on this thing like 24 hours a day practically. Anytime, you know, you guys on Discord, you see what I'm working on. If you saw... you know, that I had the game open and I was working on something, this probably was it. Because it's just been an absolute, you know, just a real haul. You know, the thing is also, like, I did this to myself. The guy who commissioned this really just wanted the museum. But he was like, you know, you can sell this also when you're done with it on your website. So I was like, oh, cool. So if I'm going to sell it, I might as well make it, you know, as big as I can and make it worth my while so that it's more than just like the museum module. So I just decided that I was going to really model way more of it than I should. And I find myself almost modeling more of the background scenes than the main thing itself, the main module. So we're gonna fill this all in with trees and stuff. Let's grab a clump of trees here. Just gonna jump over to this side. So I've been doing a lot of copying and pasting, you know, with not just the town and stuff like that, but a lot of the trees and that sort of thing. So we're gonna take advantage of that. This is just too much. Too much. They make railroad ties. Oh. Oh, I don't like what's going on here. Where am I? Oh, I'm on the edge. All right, so I just wanted to copy some of these trees over here. So it's a railroad tie facility, huh? Oh man, that's gonna change everything. So that, what I'm seeing in Google there, those are all railroad ties? They look like bricks. Of course, I can't get like a street view anywhere in there. What did I come over here for? I wanted to grab some trees to copy. Where am I? Jersey Transit. Let's grab this clump. Probably gonna grab that house along with it, but it's fine. Where am I? Oh my god, I'm lost. Went too far. There we go. Yeah, so I'd like to try to finish this off. This area off sometime today. I'm gonna stream probably for like, I'm thinking maybe like 3 hours till about 6 o'clock my time. I've already made my food for dinner, so I don't have to cook. And I'm just gonna work on this. I'd be working on this all day today anyway. So Not any different for me. NJT, yes, that's a comet. Yeah, that's a comet that just pulled in. We don't get any of the old arrows down this way because the power is a different situation, I guess. So we're just gonna drag some trees up into here, and then we'll add some textures. Might have to add a couple different trees for some more variety, although I'm not really super concerned. Man, so if this is a railroad tie facility, look at all these freaking pallets of brick that I placed. Oh man, that's not gonna be good. All right, so this road is kind of tree lined, so we'll just continue to drop this stuff in. I see that. I know that there's a house there. I'm just deleting it as I see it. Sort of a scenic division, I suppose you would call that. We'll throw some shrubs and stuff down too. All right, cool. I don't even know if I have railroad ties that would fit the bill for that. Like if I did like a bulk replace or something like that. I'll have to check. Oh man, we got a game crash. Oh man. All right. Starting off strong. Let's get this. I hate this game. Time is it? 3:23? Man, we were like 20 minutes into the stream and the stinking thing crashed. Wow. Wow. All right. Let's see what we lost, because we are back to where we started at the very beginning. All right, so it didn't save any of those trees that I placed down. Okay, then. Yeah, honestly, my Tane has been really, really unreliable for me lately. It's constantly crashing. It's constantly, like, not submitting any of the assets that I've created. It's just not working properly at all. And I don't know what the issue is, because obviously there hasn't been an update for Tane in a little while. So I don't know what the issue is there. But sure enough, if you guys are in my Patreon chats or in my Patreon hangouts or whatever, live streams, I guess I'm trying to say, I do a lot of asset creation during those live streams. And the last couple of streams, man, like the game is just like giving me like database errors. It's like, nope, cannot submit edits because database, you know, something. I'm like, what is going on? So I think, and I you know, I have to kind of really weigh this out in my mind, but you know, once I'm done with this project, I might switch to 19. I might switch to 19. We're gonna just constantly save here. I have 19 though, and it's been fine for me. I haven't had any issues with 19. So I might go to 19. But again, this is something that I might have to just play around in 19 for a little bit and just see, you know, see what it's like, see what I like and don't like about it. But I don't know. Just not sure what else to do. Let's put a couple trees over here. We're gonna add some driveways to these houses. $5 from 44 Willies. Thanks, buddy. Much obliged. All right. Let's put these shrubs down again. That's what crashed it last time. And then I guess since this is a railroad facility, we'll see if I have any assets that I can replace. So we'll just do a little texture work underneath here. Let's add some shrubs to the back side of this thing too. I know you're not really gonna see this much or be over here much, but it's good enough for me. All right, doing a little textures. Let's see, let's get the Pine Hill grass. Pine Hill grass texture is pretty nice. That's what I've been using lately. Nice and dark. I think a lot of the greens in this game are way too bright. Like this green, the green on these trees is way too bright. It's like a spring green. All right. I'm just kind of roughing some stuff in. Let's grab, man, it's bright in here. Let's just grab some of this for the edging of the pavement. But yeah, I'd like to get this brickyard done. Not brick. Well, it's a brickyard right now. We're gonna have to try to turn it into a railroad tie facility, I suppose. So let's look at that. Because if I could like just do a bulk conversion, that would be okay. These don't look new. That could be an option. That's red. What does the white could mean? That means that it's built in, right? I always get this mixed up. White is built in, yellow is download station, or is it the other way around? I might have to make a new... this is going to be really irritating. I might have to make a new, like, template, stack template, and copy and paste it. Oh, boy. It's a brick factory for sure. So now we've got a dispute. We got a dispute in the chat. Some are saying that it is, let's look. I was told it was a rail tie facility, and now I'm being told it is a brick factory. This looks like brick to me. Let me see, hold on. Can I get a street view? I can get a street view from here. That looks like bricks to me. That's definitely bricks. That's definitely bricks. That's got to be bricks. Let's see if there's another. As long, you know, then I don't have to change anything. That would be nice. Can we see? Oh, we can't go on that road. Are there any other roads? I can't imagine there's a whole lot of street views around here. All right, we're keeping it. We're going to keep it a brickyard. Can we go back here? We can. I don't know what we're going to see from down on this road. Not a lot. All right. We're keeping it a brickyard. I'm making the executive decision. All right. We have reached consensus. It is a brickyard. Great. Perfect. Then it stays. Hooray. So we gotta add some character to this parking lot, obviously. We gotta add some details. All right, good. I'm just checking the chat here. Everybody says brick. Good, great. Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes the most sense because there's a lot of clay in North Carolina, right? So, I get it. I mean, all this ground looks like it's clay. All right, so, I mean, I've got the shape of the factory laid out the way that I think I'm gonna keep it. So we're just working on scenicking the edges of everything. And we're gonna kind of tighten things up a little bit. Move a couple of these trees around. All right, so we need to pick a spot. So my method for covering a lot of ground on this map has literally been to just do like one block at a time. Like literally one city block at a time. I'll look at it on Google and then lay it out in the game and just detail it and, you know, get it all in there. So we're gonna try the same approach for this. We're gonna kind of start with I guess we'll start over here. Kind of the entrance for this area. I don't really see a whole lot going on over here. So we're just gonna dress it up a little bit. We'll add some trees behind these houses. Yeah. All right, let's see, let's hide that. So let's see, let's grab this shrub spline. Just add some shrubs around here. Let's figure out where we're gonna put our tree line. We'll just kind of plop a few around. I was using a lot of these what are these? That's an RMM. That's an RMM. These ones here, M Erst and M Ultra trees, but apparently they're very intense on your, you know, processing intensive. So I'm gonna try to only use those in specific situations and not, you know, all over the place. Just because it's already bad enough that I've got a gajillion trees everywhere. So that's gonna be enough to tank most people's machines. I don't wanna do any more damage. So let's see, we've got kind of a grassy knoll here, which we will just sort of suggest with some different colored grasses in texturing, and we're going to create a little tree line down the side of this house, I think. Just go something like that. And that's one of those M Erst ones. So I've been kind of sticking with, like, I'm not going to say a limited palette of trees, but, you know, I'm trying to keep a palette that I'm using, you know, without going way too overboard. So we'll add a little character into some of these lawns. Maybe a darker green. And then one thing I noticed over here is I want to add this texture here. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of kit bashing on this map because there's just so many buildings, and I'm trying not to exclusively reuse too many of them. So I've been really kit bashing a lot of them to just mix and match and try to make them into different looking buildings. Hasn't been easy. Just gonna try to add a little character into here. It actually kind of looks like this driveway for this place goes like this, and then we got some grass textures through here. $49.99 from KR Rose 12. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Big shout out to KR Rose in the chat there. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you guys, like everybody. I mean, thank you everybody also for the support. I know I haven't been making a whole lot of videos this year, but you guys are kind of sticking by, and I really appreciate that. I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things sooner than later, and get some more videos out. I've actually got another 10 tips video for you guys. I guess I would call it pre-production because I'm still scripting it. So I have another 10 tips video for you guys hopefully soon, and then I've got a model railroad that I've started working on over here, which I'm planning to make a video on soon. And then of course there's gonna be the P&B. We're gonna jump back into the P&B, and we're gonna get tons of work done this year. So really looking forward to that too. So let's get a couple of these guys here. Maybe not that many. Actually, you know what? We're gonna just do some shrubbies. We'll do like, I like these ones that are kind of tall because they're not quite a tree and they're not quite a, you know, a ground level shrub. They look really kind of knotty and messy, so that's pretty cool. So we're gonna leave this kind of dusty. I wonder if there's another dusty soil forest floor. I wanted to see if there's another like dust texture that's maybe got a little bit more grass in it, but we can kind of use this. Go over the area a little bit lightly. So I don't know what building this is. I don't even see any vehicles parked out front of it, so I don't really see too many details. Looks like it might just be like a storage thing, so we can come back to that and do some more detail work on that. I'm looking at this next section over here, and I see a couple of flatbeds, so let's add some flatbeds in here. We're definitely going to dirty up the texture in the pavement for sure. I had some flatbeds kicking around somewhere, I thought. Let's go to cars. I always end up going to like the same cars and trucks that I'm always using. That's fine. Oh, what was the one? Let me see if I can find it. What's up, Tri-Rail Central? Hello. What time is it? 3:39. All right, I got to check on SA31 and see when he's coming through. What was I going to look up? Oh, hold on. Somebody made a D-Bev, a dry brook. Maybe I don't have it in here. Maybe it's in 19. I thought somebody made a D-Bev truck with... it was like one of these trucks. Hold on, let's see. One of these trucks with like the forklift on the back. That's what I'm seeing on Google here. It was one of these. But it was in like D-Bev scheme. What do you call this? Flatbed... I wonder if there's any of these, at least without a Home Depot texture on the side, because these would be perfect. Let me look up flatbed. Got some of these old ones. Oh wait, here we go. Yeah, Sopus. Yeah, here we go. Somebody made this for the D-Bev, a Sopus Valley lumber. Yeah, check that out. It's cool. So yeah, there must be, I wonder if there's an undecorated version of that model somewhere, because I would like to use that. I don't know if I love that model. Just trying to see what my options are. That's the Home Depot one, right? Yeah. What's this one? That one looks nice. Let's get rid of these. What does this say on the side? All right, you know what? We might be able to make use of that. I know it's got lumber on the back, but this is Mopac. Flatbed static. All right, yeah, you know what? That's something to work with. Deal with that. All right, let me see what's going on with 31 here, because I'm willing to bet he's moving. Oh, they're running... Oh, wait, maybe not. 13... 13 center beam cars coming down. 320. All right, yeah, so we'll keep an eye on the line. A little after 4. All right. So, let's see. We want to maybe level the terrain a little bit through here. Yeah, the other thing, I wouldn't be surprised if the game crashes while I'm trying to level the terrain. Anytime I try to do anything with the terrain these days, it is just abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. All right, that should be all right. In fact, let's just do another save, just to be safe. I'm like literally gonna obsessively save today, I think. Because I am concerned. All right, so let's see. We've got these unloaded ones. These might be kind of cool to plant around in here. We've got these ones here. I don't know. I kind of like the white one over the red one because that red is kind of, at least on my monitor, kind of like a fire engine red. So try to keep the white one, even though it says the Sopus Valley lumber on it. Maybe we can kind of tuck it back here as a nod to the debev. Tuck it away. Let's see, let's put that there. It'll just be an Easter egg, you know? So let's park a couple vehicles over here and we can get maybe some more, kind of matches this one too. We can get some more forklifts. Sort of scatter them around. Just trying to imagine where else we might want to place these things. We'll create like some little scenes and stuff like that. Let's see. I'm probably probably not tonight. I got plans this evening, but maybe soon. I want to bake that building, but I'm not gonna do it tonight. I'll let you know though. But I'm glad you're gonna help me out with that because I have no idea what I'm doing. I tried watching a video about how to bake it and I was like, nah, none of this makes any sense. All right, so let's try to just add a little character into here. Why not? Let's just do that because that bothers me. Just add some textures wherever we can. I hate when it's just like one big flat texture like this. And I see, you know, on Google, there's like different, you know, like slabs that they have, but I don't know. We can look. I don't know if there's anything that's really translates well. Like this big concrete slab, I kind of don't love it because it's just, I don't know, the texture repeats too much. All right, so we got a little bit of that going. We can add a little bit of this. Maybe we can just mix this in. Sort of more worn out areas. Works for me. We could add a little texture to the sides. And of course, some oil spots here and there. Cool. All right. So that always makes a huge difference in my opinion, just adding adding some ground texture. What part of the museum is this? This is actually kind of like across from the museum. It's, I don't know, some brick industry. The museum is right, it's right over here. It's not rendering because, oh wait, where is it? Museum is over there. So we're kind of on, just on the other side. Like I said, if you weren't here at the beginning of the chat or at the beginning of the stream, I'm kind of modeling a lot of the area. It's not just the museum itself. I do need to do some more final details in the museum, so that's something we will take a look at in another stream. But I really wanted to like wrap up this particular stupid area. I could have left this out, but there's tracks running into it, so I was like, well, I guess I gotta model it. So let's focus around the tracks for a moment. Let's get this out of the way. All right, so let me orient myself on Google here. I don't know what this is. If you look on the Google Maps, it looks like a restaurant in there. I'm sure that's not what it is, but that's what I put down. It's probably some kind of a main office building or something like that, but I don't know. Just really weird. I really don't like this area, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm really not in love with any of it. So we need to cover it more with some ground cover. Just hide the stupid grid. Get it out of the way. Obviously, we're going to have to do a little bit of terraforming over here because it's sort of a mess. Figure out where our perimeter is going to be for this particular area. Actually, it looks like there's some grass almost exactly in this patch where there is grid. How perfect. That would work out that way. Just add a little bit of variation to the textures. And I need some of this. So that's a nice transition from that dusty texture to the grass, so I'm into that. Is this a recreation of an IRL place? Yes, this is part of the North Carolina Transportation Museum in North Carolina. I don't know what part of North Carolina. Where is this? Salisbury is the only place that I know of on the other side. I don't know what the name of this town is. Yeah, I don't think there would be a restaurant in there either, but that's what's there for now. All right, so let's just add a little bit more texture. And I'm kind of like on the fence if this should be a piece of road or if I can just get away with, let's delete that road. If I just add like I make it like a dirt crossing, just do something like this, right? And then, let's see, is my track locked down? Yeah, so then what we could do, just do this. Let's see, and then we can kind of blend it together, I think. A little bit of this. Spencer, yes. All right, Spencer is, that's correct. I knew that. Spencer Shops, that's right, yes. All right, so we got that there. Let's take a look. I think I have UTM tiles here. Yes, I do. So we can look and see that there's like a road right here kind of deal. So got that kind of outlined. Let me just roughly outline where this grass is. Doesn't have to be perfect. guess that's probably just going to be like a, you know, dirt road coming out of the back of this facility. Kind of wish there was a better way to do dirt roads in this. Because you just, you know, just putting down dirt like this doesn't quite translate too well. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It all depends on how you support the scene, I guess. Do a little terraforming. Turn that down and just try to soften this up a little bit. It's a little bit more of a smoother gradient from one to the next. That should be good. All right, and then, so within here, we've got some random trees and shrubs and that kind of thing. So let's just, those might be too big. Just do a little something like this. Throw a little mixed shrubbery, brushery in there. Just for some texture. Where are my tracks? Okay, so we're pretty close to tracks, so it is okay for me to spend a little time doing some of the details over here. Let me grab a tree, maybe. Maybe that guy will just plop right there. That's cool. And it looks like in Google, they kind of use this space right here maybe for some truck parking. So we will do the same thing. And let's just kind of peeking around. I'm kind of a little scattered with how I'm approaching this, to be completely honest. So if we're just going to make this the perimeter... Oh, I hear a train coming. I think it's... Yeah, that's Jersey Transit. So, I'm guessing behind him will be SA31. So let me just double check. Do a little armchair rail fanning while we're hanging out, because why not? Lined and locked, normal 345. So yeah, he'll be here in a couple of minutes. Behind the Jersey Transit train that's coming through right now, so I'll just keep an ear out for him. In fact, I'm even going to take my music out of my ears, just so I can make sure I hear the train coming for you guys. All right. So if this is going to be the edge of our tree line, let's do a little something like this. That way we know, and we can kind of keep that accurate. $1.99 from MotoKid77. Thank you so much for the donation. Much appreciated. All right, so we're going to add some more trees here and there. And this is kind of like what my technique has been, and I did this on pretty much all of my other routes that I've released in recently, is I kind of create this row of 3D trees, the STRMM trees, and then behind them I put the billboard trees. So it sort of creates a bit of an illusion of higher quality trees that are filled in by these flat billboard trees, and it just looks a lot better. So we're going to continue with that technique through here, of course. And yeah, I'm kind of spamming some trees around. I'm not going to deny that. I'm trying to avoid any kind of pattern making. But, you know, you're not really going to come back this far, so I'm not super, super concerned. Discord server link, if you scroll up through the chat, you'll find it from, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. half hour ago. I got my ears out for CSX coming down the line. As soon as I hear that whistle, I'll move the camera over to the window and make it bigger on the screen so you guys can see what I see every Thursday at 4 o'clock, which is SA31 with a whole bunch of center beams and a couple box cars. The only local on the line going down to the southern secondary. All right, so let's move. Let's grab some trucks. Wait, a couple of these. Just plop a bunch of these guys down, and we'll grab a couple of these flatbeds that we have here too. Gonna plop those down. Actually, I don't want that many yellow ones. 2 of those. That trailer does not have any landing gear, neither does that one. All right, so neutral colors, green, that's good. Let's get these kind of rotated roughly into the same direction. And yeah, we'll just kind of park them. They're parked somewhat neatly, but not, you know. You guys are always like criticizing me because all my cars are like perfectly parked, straight and parallel and whatever. I don't do that on purpose. It's just, just one of those things that happens. Try to have some kind of chaos to it, but it doesn't always work. The other thing with, let's just look at this really quick. We'll go back over to Google Earth. You know, a lot of this ground texture is kind of like a gravelly dust. So I'm not sure if I have a ground texture that really matches that super well. That's why I'm using just this other dusty soil that I've got. But I guess it does the trick. Maybe I could replace it with some kind of ballast texture. I'm not sure. But yeah, so we got that. Let's get a little ground texture over here. I don't want to go over my dirt path. Just to add some perimeter. I work so much better when like these areas are sort of like, there's like a perimeter set in. It's like, okay, I just have to sort of color in the lines, so to speak. So that is always helpful. Okay, cool. So now actually it looks like there's maybe more of a variety of trucks too that we could park over here. Let's see. We grab maybe a trailer just to have at least a little variety. This one looks good too. Just kind of throw that in there. Yeah, the Discord link was back about 20 minutes, half an hour. I posted it. I'll post another one in a little bit, so if you stick around for another half hour, I'll probably post it again in half an hour. Probably be the best way to get it, because I'm not going to post it right now. I'm waiting for CSX to go by. All right, so we could make this building look a little bit more unique, too, by kit bashing it a little bit. I'm not sure if I really want to waste the time doing that for a background building over here. And then we've got a little bit of a green area back here also. So let's just try to squeeze that in. Do you think you might do some sort of autumn scene sometime? You know, to be completely honest with you, I've been dying to do, actually, this is not right. I've been dying to do some kind of an autumn scene, seriously, for a long time. But the problem is there really isn't any good fall trees. A lot of the speed trees are just like one big solid color and it just looks terrible. And then, you know, I don't want to use these old billboard trees because we're past that, you know, we're past the billboard trees. We should be past it at least. So I've been holding off on it and for some better assets. So I would love to do, I also would love to do like a winter scene, some kind of a winter build. But again, that's another thing that, you know, I just haven't gotten around to. I've done some like little winterized debev scenes, which have been really cool. Definitely enjoyed doing that. But I've never done like a full-on build. I'd love to do it. I really would love to do a full-on build. Maybe one day, if I could ever get caught up on all this other stuff that I'm working on all the time. I need to hire somebody to be like my PR person or something like that, and do my Facebook page and whatever else. Newsletters, update my website, and all that kind of stuff. I don't have time for any of that. But it's all stuff that's got to get done too. And as you can see, route building for me is meticulous and time consuming. So it is what it is. I'm not complaining. That's for sure. All right, so we got some more grasses and things here. This might be about the point where we switch over to lower quality trees. Somewhere back this way, because we should be far enough away from most of the tracks to justify that. I think that would probably be fine. I do want to add some grasses though. I gotta find them though. I think this one, 342, yeah. So we'll just add a little smattering of grasses, because that at least sort of helps transition into these more like dense patches, I guess. All right, that's cool. And now, hold on. So there's another texture that I was using that I have to go find. It is the clay texture. I think it's this one. Ground clay, yeah. So we can kind of use this a little bit here and there. It is extremely bright. So usually what I've been doing is going over top of it with a little more dusty stuff or something else to just bring it down a little bit. And that'll just give us a little bit of a texture variety back there, which is always good for business. And we need one more city dirt. And this is like another, I see some cars parked back here, so we'll throw a couple cars and just sort of like a storage place, storage/parking. So we'll throw a couple pickup trucks down. We'll do that. Do one of these. And of course, we got to do the Chevy Cheyenne. Ooh, tongue twisters today. Yeah, why not? We'll just put a couple of these here and we'll park them kind of like at an angle. Maybe what we'll do is we'll put the two trucks in, like they're kind of just stored back there, and these guys might be kind of parked because they're working over in this building over here or something like that. And then let's add, where is it? One of these guys. Ooh, why does he look so weird? Oh, the LOD on that has changed. All right, I don't want to use that one now. There is another one. Man, it is weird sitting here talking to myself without any music in my ears. Oh, man. All right, where is it? This guy. Do two of these guys. All right, I think I hear 31 in the distance. Yeah. All right, so let me save. We're going to go peek out the window. Fortunately, I don't think you guys are going to be able to hear much, but we will take a look. All right, so that was that. He goes by every Thursday right around this time. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the conductor was hanging out the window, probably looking for me because I waved to him every time he goes by. So that was that. I hope you enjoyed that. So I think those are two GP40s, if I'm not mistaken. Put my music back on. All right, sweet. So let's get back at it. Oh, now I got this wire in my way. Whoops. Sorry about that. There we go. All right, so that's that. We can move these guys over here. Minecraft statue. I've got a little Steve up on my thing there, but oh man. All right, so where am I here? All right. So I'm trying to figure out how to model the rest of this. Oh, you know what? I usually post on the Facebook page when they go by here. Do that quick. All right, sweet. All right, now back to business here. I got to try to focus. I'm trying to get stuff done. Got to get it done. All right, so one thing is looking at Google here. We'll switch over to that. On the left-hand side of the tracks here, we've got, looks like another loading dock, but I don't know if I want to model that because I've got it, already kind of got one. But I do want to place all of those items down so we can add some more of these bricks. We got like a garbage bin, tank. So let's see if we can kind of like work in some of those items and see how that goes. Excuse me, that burp. All right, so best way to do this is to copy and paste what you can. So at least the, it might not be in the right place, but at least the rotation is going to be good. And we can kind of mix and match them up a little bit. It's going to be the best thing to do. I mean, I could tell you guys what the engines were if that helps you figure out anything. It was... I'm going to go back a page on here. CSX 4451 and CSX 6228. So there you guys go. Figure it out from there. All right, so we're just gonna delete some of these. Again, just trying to avoid any obvious patterns. And we can kind of do things as we see fit. Can even, I mean, these are all pretty neat on Google Earth, but you know, we could even mess them up a little bit. One thing I do see, I don't know if I can use it though. They've got these sort of like cement barrier things set up. I'm not gonna, I don't think I'm gonna include that because the ones that I have, I think they're JR. And this is not gonna be a JR route, so I'm not gonna include that, I guess. I do need a tank, and I kind of have an idea in the back of my mind. I guess I gotta search it. What tank I'm gonna use. Snack. Earplugs making my ears itchy. All right. Let's see. I think I wanted to just use like something like this would be fine. I don't know what this tank is for. Maybe I'm not even going to speculate. I really have no idea. So I'm not even going to try to guess. I just model what I see, so I don't ask questions. Austin Roberts, $2. Thank you, buddy. Looking great, my man. Real happy with it. Fabulous. Thanks, bud. Austin is actually one who has commissioned this, so that's awesome. Glad you made the stream. Glad you're enjoying it so far. Oh, kitties are coming out. I don't know, I'm spending way too much time building totally like superfluous stuff that's just not... Oh, that's a much better looking tank. It adds to it. Honestly, I really fully believe that it seems ridiculous to spend so much time on background scenes and little details and stuff like that on scenes that are way far away from the tracks and stuff like that. But man, you know, when you get a view from, you know, back here or something like that, or even if you're playing, you know, where you're flying around above your train, to just have like a deeper scene, it just makes it that much more realistic. So to me, it's absolutely worth it to spend a whole bunch of time working on these crazy scenes. So it looks like there's kind of a spill wall around it, so we will do that. Let's see, I've got a wall spline that I use pretty frequently. I just gotta find it. I'm gonna go over to the yard. It's this one right here. But I'm never ever gonna be able to grab it because I'm gonna get every other spline. There we go. Concrete retaining wall. I gotta commit some of these names to memory so that I don't have to like fly around and try to like find them all the time. All right, so we're just gonna do something like that. We're gonna lower it down. We can kind of square it up a little bit better. Man, the sun is coming out. It was supposed to be a rainy day today. Let's try to keep it on edge with the squared up with the track. I was kind of hoping for rain today because then I would feel less guilty about being inside doing this. It's all right. I spent all weekend. Actually, I didn't even spend all weekend outside because it rained all weekend. That's all right. I'm going to the beach this weekend, and I'll be happy with that. Let's make this a little bit lower. Maybe down to here. This is just some kind of like a berm thing. Again, silly detail to include, but, you know, one that'll sort of improve the overall look of it. Concrete barrier. I think I know which one this is. Ah, yes. Yeah. I could use these. Yep, we could use some of these. Yeah, let's do it. I'm not going to place a ton of them because this is going to be really tedious. But I'll place them in a few areas. I don't know. They're probably there to prevent their forklifts from like rolling into the pit, would be my guess. But you know, we're gonna put them down as a suggestion. You know, we'll even put them up on the top of this thing because that's really where they are. I mean, if nothing else, maybe this is just an area where it's like, you know, do not block, or, you know, whatever. So one tip I can give you guys when it comes to like doing really monotonous detail stuff like this is try not to switch too much between tools. So for example, like this one here, like I'm going to rotate this, and then am I going to come over here and grab the move tool and then move it? And then I'm going to come back over here and rotate this one and then grab the move tool and then move it. Like, no, that's taking way too much time, right? So if you want to save time, stay on whatever tool you're on, rotation tool, let's say, get all the things that you just placed to the rotation that you like, and then come back through with your move tool and then put it into place. Put them all into place. And that way you're not wasting time going back and forth between each tool to, you know, do whatever it is that you're trying to do. It saves you a ton of time. I forgot what that's called. There's a name for that, like in retail or something like that. Like batching. I think it's called batching. So now, concrete barrier spline? I don't have that. Is that on the download station? Let me check the download station. Come on, DLS. It's going so slow. Concrete wall barrier. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't see a spline for that. That's all right though. All right, I'm gonna take a really quick break here because I suddenly have to pee like crazy. So I'm gonna take a short break, and I'll be right back with you guys in just a moment. Okay, sorry about that. All right, I just gotta change my music in my ears. Getting tired of this. Did I unmute myself? I did. All right, sweet. All right, so what we'll do, man, yeah, there's a lot of... Yeah, 2 is pretty nice. I don't know if I want to do that whole thing. That's a lot of them. Let's see something here. So they call them Jersey bumper or Jersey barrier. We might be able to make use of that. Let's try that. So let's try something here. It's a little crazy. Just go the length of this. No, because you know what? It's not one big solid piece. I'm not going to do that. I don't see a Mark III. Oh, I do have Mark III. That one's a little bit bigger. Yeah, that one might work. All right, so let's just lay some of these out. I'm really not gonna do a lot of these, trust me. So we'll just do them in like groups of 3 or something. Just sort of roughly get them parallel. And then I think this is going to help with the plainness of this loading platform, so I'll be happy with that. Oh man, my eyes are burning. My allergies have been so bad this year, guys. That's the other thing that's been really keeping me from doing live streams and videos and stuff. I've been like dead to the world lately. It's been so bad. All right, so let's see what height we got to get these to. Can I just go up like 1 meter? 1 click? That might be enough. Let's do that. Go up 1 meter on all of them. And we'll just try to... I'll space them out, something like this. Maybe it's every so many cars or something like that. I don't know. Gaps between cars. Let's move them a little bit closer to the edge, though. It's definitely got to be there for the forklifts to not, like, go off the edge. That's my guess. Some guy, some forklift operator, not paying attention, smoking a cigarette. Just... goes right over the edge. Yeah, that helps a little bit. Obviously, some more like debris and things like that would help. I think I have a... where is it? I had a pallet jack somewhere around here. I don't know where it went, though. All right, well, that's cool. We could even work in... let's grab another... clear that. Grab one of these guys. Just kind of put them over here. More like messing with the cell phone. Yeah, you're right. That's me. Definitely different generational gap right there, I think. All right. The other thing that I do see is like a pile of ballast sort of thing on the side. So let me grab some. Wow, something is really bothering my eyes right now. I've got some ballast piles over here that I'll just grab. If they will load. Here we go. Sometimes it's easier for me to just use the get tool and get an asset rather than typing it in. in the search. So I'm looking for something like this. So maybe we'll put like a couple of these. These piles like merge together really nicely. Like the texture, if you kind of clip them together, it's like seamless. It's pretty good. So we need to do a little something about this road too. So we're gonna raise up the terrain a little bit. And a little bit too much. There we go. And I don't even see on Google, I don't see any crossbucks or anything on any of these crossings, so we'll just leave those as is. Throw down a little grass, though, would probably be a nice addition. Yeah, this is like a really weird industry to try to be modeling, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so let's focus. Yeah, there's just like a lot of like open gravel type areas. Might have to just start getting creative with what we work in here. Let's do this. Let's try to do something with this building here. I think maybe the first thing we can do is just add a little bit of grass on this side. Because I think one thing that's kind of bothering me right now is just how this is just like sitting out in the middle. Kind of weird. So we could probably maybe work in some details around it. Try to distinguish this area a little bit. It's really tough, man. So one thing I did notice is like this road right here kind of goes up this way. It's still sort of a defined road. I don't know. We'll try. Let's just see if we can sort of suggest that with a little texture differentiation. So we can kind of maybe do more of that up here. I hate big open areas, man, like this. It's so hard for me to figure out what to do. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. All right, so let me grab, there's another color here, this one that works pretty nicely. So let's try to maybe work with that. Not really loving this, but let's maybe make this all this color. Because right now it's just feeling real flat. You know what I mean? It's all just like we got like one color kind of worked through this whole thing. Oh, maybe we'll work a little bit with this texture. This almost matches a little bit better the that sort of grayish, whatever dust that's around here. At the very least, it's breaking up that that dusty pattern. All right, yeah, that looks better. I can kind of get okay with that. Yeah, that's feeling a little bit better to me. The real building has like all kinds of pipes and nonsense going all over it, so that is another factor in this whole thing. Got that shed there. I guess, you know what I could do? Is this a separate building? What did I do here? Did I kit bash this thing? Now I don't know if I kit bash this or if that's the whole building. Let's take a look. Okay, that actually looks like that's the, yeah, that's part of it. So I didn't kit bash that. So we could do is maybe add another extension to fill up the space a little bit more. And that would take up some of this, because there really isn't, if you're looking at the map with me, there's not really that much of like an open area in real life. So might need to figure out an option for that. So maybe let's work with what we can. Kind of like peeking around this side just to see like what the layout of this place kind of is. Big industries like this kind of stress me out, I'm not gonna lie. Because it's hard to decide like what to model and what is what. All right, so the real deal has some garage doors. There is a little bit of parking, so I'm gonna do the typical thing that I do and make a little parking spot for it. So that'll take up a little space. So we can work around that. On the real deal, there's like garage doors on this building, but we're not modeling that. I want white ones. So here's a question for you guys. Felix just released some updates to these parking lines that he's got, and he's got 10-foot parking lines and 9-foot. What do you guys know what the difference is between the two? Obviously, it's a foot difference, but like when you would use one over the other? Because I have no idea. I didn't even know that there was 9-foot and 10-foot variations. So I thought that was interesting. By the way, if you haven't already known, if you haven't found out, Felix did release a whole bunch of new stuff on the download station, road marking wise. So if you're into doing that kind of stuff like I am, there's a whole lot of new stuff. And I highly, highly suggest checking it out, if that's your cup of tea. If it's not, then don't waste your time. Ooh, my eyes are burning. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cheat also with some of these parked cars because I absolutely hate placing cars. So let's just see what we can get with these guys. They don't always match up with the lines. You just got to do what you can. You could also adjust the lines a little bit. Yeah, I guess that's going to have to work. Ah, so they're made to work with the old G. Fisher bumpers. That would make sense, because I know G. Fisher is buddies with the guys at JR, so that makes some sense. Oh, I hate that they don't line up. Grr. It's too long. Gotta use the shorter ones. Fine. Just do another one here. And at least this takes up some space here, which is kind of what I want. Throw down some oil. Great. All right, that at least, yeah, that does a little bit. There's usually a lot of looks like there's a lot of debris and stuff along the side of this building. Let's just take a look at it from a little bit further back. It is still super, super plain looking. I'm not sure how to make this much more interesting without really dragging the frame rate down by adding a whole lot of stuff. What can we add to the front of this building to make it more interesting? Because on the prototype, it actually kind of looks like there's like a wall in front of it. Got some trash. I guess we could do that. Got a couple parked cars along the side, so we can add that. All right, let's just do... Whoa, 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 Google. Oh, man. Sorry, Google Earth is like taking me for a ride. I didn't want to do that. All right, so yeah, we got some parked cars along the side, so let's do that. Let's grab some of these Chevy Cheyennes, because they're nice models. They look good. They fit the bill. You got a bunch of guys in the South. They're going to be driving pickup trucks, no doubt about it. So we'll just put a few down. Why not a couple of these? Throw these kind of going lengthwise. I mean, my go-to is usually to just throw some cars down the length of something, maybe a couple trailers, and some boxes or something like that. But again, I don't know how far to go down the rabbit hole with details on this too, because there's so many of these stupid brick pallets, so that's going to be dragging it down a bit. And then you're going to have trains nearby too, so things are going to get a little crazy. Let's grab another one of these trailers. Let's do something. What do we got here? That's interesting. Let's maybe make a scene here where it looks like this guy is like pulling out. I gotta find a trailer. Let's use this white one. And I don't know what the deal is with this like white splotch underneath. I think it's supposed to be a shadow. So I always drop these down about 0.5 meters just to get rid of it. I don't care if the... he wouldn't be pulling out of there, would he? Thing is way too high. Just to get rid of that, whatever that shadow is. Let's just grab a regular flat car. Give me a red one. How's that sound? Great. All right, great. Hand is itchy. All right, let's find some details to plop down around here. Got more bricks, so we could definitely plop those down. Yeah, nice big pallet. That's not even a pallet, it's just a stack of them, so we'll just toss that over there. Why not? Let's do another one over here. let's see what else we got. Cinder block palette. Sure, why not? We could do that. We could even place... Why don't we just put a couple like scattered over here too? I don't know if they would be going in or out of this place, but I'm not too concerned. I just want some variety here. Just want to see what I've got saved. Some small debris. This is always a nice asset to use. Train cargo, which we can... Kind of wondering if we could just sort of plop it over here. Do something like that, and then maybe let's grab another... Oh man, I can't wait to delete these freaking UTM tiles. Let's grab one of these guys. Sure, we'll just make like a little something like that. What else we got? Sometimes it helps me to just thumb through all the stuff that I've bookmarked and just start like building whatever nonsense from there. I always like using these, take up space. They look good. And these two, they both go together very nicely. Not that there would be like a big debris pile or something like that chilling over here, but hey, you never know. Got some boats. This is like a lot of this stuff is just sort of random things that I've collected or ran into over the years, I guess. Here we go. I like these crates. Throw a bunch of these around. There's another one that I've used. I used them on the H&W. These are nice because there's a whole bunch of different varieties of them, which I did use on the H&W as well. But there was, what was it? Was it crates or it was something else that like the texture would change as you were placing them down? And like that is just the best thing ever. All right, that's feeling a lot better to me, even with just a handful of details like that. We didn't go too crazy with anything there, and already that makes a big difference. So we can kind of like zoom out a little bit. I still don't like how there's all this like, this negative space right here, but I mean, on the real thing, it is kind of just emptiness. So maybe we might just have to be okay with it. But I'm always open to suggestions from you guys about what else I can add in. Man, I got a lot of stuff here. What else do we got? Oh, yeah, let's use this dumpster. We're going to put dumpster down. Oh my God, something is really bugging out my eyes. Toss that right there. Sometimes it's nice to just plop them and let the random rotation do its thing. You can even take this, put another one over here. I don't know if I have any more of those. No. Got some pipes, some signs, another crate. I think these are the ones. Oh, maybe not. I don't remember what they were called. I'd have to look at the... I'd have to look at the H&W. All right, that's cool. I guess the one thing that bothers me also is that there's just nothing behind here, and there's not going to be other than trees. So that's maybe what I could do is like populate that with some trees, and that might make the scene feel a little bit more complete. You know, how we're as it is. But also, you know, this big negative space over here is kind of annoying me. I think I want to try to, hold on. Let's see if I have a building bookmarked that we could put into there. Industrial buildings. Let's see, I saved a few recently, so they'd be at the bottom. If there's something I could kind of kit bash in. These MTR buildings are pretty nice, by the way. That might work. Downloaded a whole bunch of these recently. That one might work as well. Why am I only going through the same couple of buildings? What's going on with that? This could be interesting. Let's maybe... Is there a... Kind of liking that this has got some pipes and some smoke and stuff like that. It is extremely smoky, but maybe we can make use of that. Otherwise, this one is a good candidate also. How do we want to do this? We can like quite literally kit bash it into there. Let me move this out of my way. Oh, I had other buildings over here stored. No, we're not going to use that. We're not going to use that. Not going to use that. Hold on to those for now. Yeah, I've had these kind of just like kicking around just in case. So maybe... I don't know if this one really quite matches the physique of this thing. Oh, maybe it does. Maybe it's all right. This might work. Let's see. Let's cut this in like to there. So then that kind of creates a bit of space there. We still have sort of a roadway here. We've got this space over here. Okay, I think I kind of like that. Let's add a couple little details here. What I want to do is add one of these conveyors. Let's see if we can find a cool spot to come in to it. That's looking kind of cool. I think it might need some kind of support legs or something like that, but that could work. I wonder if I have any... I think I do. Some kind of like a pillar or something like that. Where did I see it? I think it was towards the bottom. That's a fence. What is this? Oh, no, that's not going to work. All right, maybe we don't. Let's just not. Because I don't know what. I really don't know off the top of my head what I could use for, like, legs on that thing. So we'll just skip over that. But that does fill that spot pretty decently. We can add a couple more tanks of some kind, too. That never hurts. So a lot of these are, like, kind of small. Could do, like, 2 of these or something. Let's see what this looks like. If we move these over here. Because then we could do maybe like another one of those like retaining wall things. Maybe we want to go this way with it. And we'll do something like that. Maybe let's put it like between the windows. So what's the rotation on that? 1199. Do the same thing with this one. Kind of get it just to touch the building right in between those two windows. We'll have like a little bit of symmetry, I guess. Put one of these tanks here. Great. And then we can kind of break this up with this spline if I could grab it. Here we go. No background music today. Just got it going in my earbuds. I really just didn't want to wear like big clunky headphones, and then I got to monitor the music that I'm playing. So I just figured, you know what? Let's try doing a stream without any music, and then you guys can put your own soundtrack on and listen to whatever you're into. And if you guys don't like that, then next time I'll play music. It's just an experiment for this one. Figured we'd see how it goes. Because I feel like whenever I need to listen to music when I'm building. But like when I've got like my big headphones on and they're like sitting there squeezing my head for like 2 or 3 hours, it's too distracting. So it's better for me to just use these earbuds. I wish Apple called them iBuds. That would have been better. Better name. Missed opportunity there, Apple. All right. Almost getting there, and then we'll set the height. I really hate that there's like not really a good way to get 90-degree angles perfect. But whatever. All right, let's lower this down to like there, maybe. And of course, it gets the wrong number. Of course, it will not apply to the one that I want it to. All right, cool, good enough. Cool, so it's almost 5 o'clock, so got about another hour that I'll stream for. Try to go until 6. So I'll stream till 6, or I go completely insane, whichever comes first. All right. You know what? Maybe we can do... Oops. Just trying to think about what else we could put into this space. It's such a big space. I don't want to just go for the cheap cop-out method and put a parking lot in there. I mean, I guess I could fill it with more of these bricks. But, man, that's a lot of bricks. It is a brickyard, I guess, right? God, I wish this was on the grid. Or I wish that this stupid marquee wasn't beholden to the stinking grid. Ugh. All right, so let's see if we just copy that. Let's just see what this looks like, I guess. It might be, I mean, it's a way to take up some space and fill that in, for sure. It does work. I don't love it, but it does work. Maybe we could do back over here too, is do a different, totally different texture, just to suggest some, you know, just something different, you know? There we go. All right, now we're getting somewhere. My wife just texted me. Okay. 45 people watching. Smaller crowd today, but that's, I guess, what I get for streaming in the middle of the day. Maybe tomorrow, if I'm up for it, I was hoping to be able to stream tomorrow too. I'll do something more closer to the evening. All right, well, that's shaping up all right. Oh yeah, we haven't saved in a little while, so maybe we should do that. Cool. All right, let's just try to fill in some of the other scenery around here, like behind it. Because again, it's one of those things where, like, once I get some of this other stuff filled in a little bit more, start feeling a little bit more comfortable. So what we're gonna have to do is probably do a little terraforming. Will I ever work on the main central again? You know, the thing is like the route corrupted. We lost a lot of progress. I pretty much have to start over. I want to say yes, because I'm still interested in the main central as a whole. But the truth of the matter is, I don't know. And I don't want to, like, lie to myself and lie to you guys and say, yes, I will pick that project back up and start working on it again. But, you know, I would like to. The answer is yes, I would like to. But in reality, I just don't know that I will. That's the thing. I have to go back and redo everything. And to be quite honest, after doing this map, I don't really know if I want to do another DEM at least for a long time, because it's just very, you know, staring at Google and trying to, you know, decide how to model something. Like, there's less creative freedom, I guess, involved in doing a DEM. So, I don't know. On one hand, yeah, I would love to get back to that project. I really like the main central, and I'm always going to like it. So I could envision myself working on it again. But as of right now, I don't know. I want to get back to the P&B when I'm done with this. Still have that Port of LA route that I'm kind of messing around with. Although that was never really intended to be a release or anything like that. You know, I've got other projects that I want to work on as well. So I don't know. That's the answer to that. It's complicated. I guess that would be the answer. All right, so let's bring in some trees back here. I think that this is probably safe to just go straight with billboard trees. So that's what I'm going to do. We're just going to grab a whole bunch of them from over here. Do a little copy paste. Copy pasta. And we're just going to paste them in over here. Oh, render. Come on. What am I looking at? Where am I? Oh my God, something is in my eye. This is really annoying. All right, here we are. Oh, shut up with the UTM tiles. So, I mean, the reality of this is that it's all just going to get filled in. The background is all going to get filled in with these trees, just like I did on the WKNS. Because it's, especially for this, there's just too much to try to model. So we're just going to sort of paste a bunch of them down. All right, let's F9 out of that. Just get an idea what we're looking at. Yeah, see, I mean, just doing that makes me feel a little bit better. That grid, I don't know, it just really throws me off. But just having some kind of background behind those buildings, that just feels better. So let's just get a little texturing in here to just combine it a bit. And again, like, I'm not going to worry too much about details back here because that's way out of the way. So we're just going to kind of suggest things. Just soften up the edges of the texture that I pasted in there. I really don't like that this keeps loading the way that it's loading. Very irritating. I've got the render objects behind camera turned off. This is slowing me down. All right, and then what we could do is just grab some of these trees and sprinkle them in. And I might have to take a break and clean my contacts because I am like getting to the point where I can't see anything. It's very annoying. I don't know what blew in my window, but it is really, really aggravating my eyes. We'll get some of these like bluish trees in here. All right, that's pretty decent. All right, so I'm gonna take a short break and like clean my contacts or something, and then be right back, and we'll stream for another hour, and hopefully we can wrap up this thing. So be right back, guys. Okay. Sorry about that. My eyes are just absolutely burning. All right, so, oh, you guys are asking for the Discord again. Let me make another link for you guys. Let's see. Do another one, expires in 6 hours. Okay, here you go. All right. Definitely can't see clearly now. My eyes are still on fire. All right, let's get back to Google. All right, what are we looking at here? What are we doing? All right, let's maybe try to focus. Let's see, we're just gonna fill this area in, right? Yeah, let's close this off because that's gonna help too. So let's get this greenerized. Get these buildings out of here too. This is kind of like where the model is just, essentially it's just going to end. Fill all this in. Goose in the Caboose Productions, what's up, man? Welcome back. All right, I think gonna have to add some houses in over here. There does appear to be like some kind of a old football field back here, but I might just say forget about that. Got a couple houses we could put along here. So let's do that. Let's get rid of this stuff. And then, yeah, let's just add in a couple of houses and we'll see where that gets us. Just been using like the same couple dozen houses over and over again. Trying to add some variety to it, obviously, but these, you know, they're just background houses. There doesn't need to be anything too fancy. Oh, so I guess, well, you guys, is anybody just joining now and want to see like an overview of the map? Because I've been streaming for like 2 hours now. I don't know if anybody hasn't seen the rest of the map. If you guys missed it early on, let me know and I'll pause from this for a moment and just do like a quick overview. Let's see, we need driveways. Oh, I still got to add driveways to some of these other places too. Yes, I'm painstakingly adding driveways individually to every single stinking stupid house that's in the background of this thing. Just because it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right without them, so I can't help myself. Even if you really don't see it, I just can't not. Let's bring some power lines down this way too. For some more visual noise. Oh man, my game is bugging. Let's see, we'll take it to before it splits. I think power lines are probably my favorite way to add some like visual displacement to like any scene. Just adding a few power lines, just, I don't know, it's just enough visual noise to bring it all together. So let's see, we're just gonna have to add some random vegetation here and there. Let's get a little grass down on the edge of this. We've got this kind of embankment here, so we'll fill that in with some grass and shrubberies. Try to hide some of these textures as best as possible. I've discovered that I'd rather have the pavement texture bleed onto the grass texture than the other way around. Because it's easier to cover up on the grass texture side because you can put bushes and trees and shrubs and that sort of thing. So it bothers me much less to do that. All right, so let's add just a little bit of shrubbery. Let's grab a couple of these guys. Doesn't have to be anything too much. It's kind of background scene. Just something so it doesn't look totally barren. We'll just kind of plop a couple trees over here too. More tree varieties would be so nice to have in this game, but I feel like that's asking a lot. Let's see, where am I even on this map? Okay. Yeah, taking some artistic liberties here with the way that the map is over here, but again, background scenes, not too concerned. Should be fine. Not gonna see much about any of this. So let's see, we probably have a couple houses we can put over here too. What I'm gonna try to do, see how successful this is. I'm gonna save again before we have a crash. We're gonna just copy and paste. I've got like a row of houses somewhere. Here we go. Like a template row of houses that I've been using. So I can kind of just grab these and copy and paste them in. And, I mean, even if the rotation isn't right, it still saves me time. So I'll take what I can get. Let's see. Sometimes it is right. In this case, it is just a little bit off. But that ain't so bad. It'll be easy enough to fix those. And occasionally I try to just, I don't know, mix some of these up because I've copied and pasted them all over the place. So it's like, you know, there is a pattern there. I'm trying to like avoid it, but you know, you really can't. So let's see what the approximate rotation is going to be on this. Let's say 143. At least for that building. And this one is not going to be the same, of course. So it's the rotation of this. We got 143 on one. And we'll call this one 233. So either 143 or 233. Let's watch this one be something different. 233. And the truth is, I haven't been getting too OCD about these rotations. I try to just get them sort of approximately. If it's just like 1/10 off or a couple tenths off or something, you know, I don't care for these background buildings. Anything, if it's close to the tracks or like a detailed scene, then yeah, I'm going to try to get it right. But things that are a little bit further away, we can be a little bit more generous with. We'll just space them out. It seems like a lot of places in this neighborhood they're kind of close together, so I'm not too worried about clustering them too much. Just try to keep them somewhat lined up. And of course, we got to add the driveway. I've gotten really good at doing this quick. Different driveway for the ones that have garages. Which one was it? 9. The only thing that I don't like about doing this, and that's kind of been annoying me a little bit, is that there really is no character to any of these places, like as I'm building them. You know, I'm not putting in garages anywhere, backyard swimming pools, any backyard scenes like playhouses or swing sets or anything like that. So it's a little bland, I will admit, and that kind of is irking me a little bit, but I'm trying to just get over it because I don't think people are really going to be looking at that much, so gotta let it go. Try to get some more stuff there. Now let's see. I kind of set a little bit of a rule for myself about where I was going to start transitioning from 3D trees into billboard trees. You can kind of see the transition here. It's like, I don't know, a quarter mile, half mile away from the tracks, roughly. So, yeah, we're going to be streaming for another 40 minutes or so. I'm gonna take it till 6. That's my plan. Take it till 6, and then I'm calling it quits. I'm already starting to get hungry for dinner. So let's see. We'll do just like a layer of trees around here, and then this will be billboard trees. So again, creating sort of a layer of 3D trees to mask the ugly flat billboard trees that are really just there to fill in the space. And let's see, we can add a little bit more color variety. Yeah, that's plenty good, plenty good. And then we could just fill in the back. Don't have to copy and paste anything. Delete some of these. I need to turn, I gotta put the stuff back up because stuff is just disappearing and I can't get an idea of like what it all looks like when it's disappearing. It's gonna lag things out a little bit, but I'll take it. All right, not bad. Let's do another quick save. And we're gonna kind of just grab this. And I think that there's a UTM tile in here. No, there's not. Okay, so we can paste this directly down. Let's not paste the texture though. Just start filling some of this in. Have to do some kind of layer of 3D trees over here too. That'll probably be acceptable enough. Add some, this is, like I said, it's kind of like a field. We got a baseball field here, and then it looked like there was like an old soccer field or a football field or lacrosse or something like that. Like there's like a row of bleachers in here. So maybe we could include that, but I don't know if it would translate really that well to the game. So good question about K&L's involvement. K&L has no involvement with this one, so there won't be any, unless he's working on something and not telling me, there won't be any pack from him. You'll just have to grab, 611 or something like that from him, and that'll be that. But yeah, this is just me kind of doing my own thing. We'll do some other projects together in the future, though, for sure. This is just not one of them. I knew somebody was eventually going to ask that, because the last few projects have been sort of a joint thing. But yeah, this one's just me kind of going solo. Which works out though, because I feel like the last two, Steve was like really under the gun to try to get the stuff done on time. I was done with the H and W, and he was like still trying to catch up with stuff. So, felt bad about that. Yeah, I know about the pasting it. The problem is that I had to have it so that it didn't overwrite things, because there's UTM tiles under here, and then it wants to overwrite the UTM tile, and it gives me an error message or something stupid. So that's why I had it set to do that. Just add some shrubs here. Definitely need some more grass texture to make this less boring looking. Maybe some low lights too. Low lights are just as important as the highlights. And then we could actually add some of this dusty texture around where I like doing this around where the field is. Add a little texture bleed from the dust. The dust from the diamond. It's not all perfect. So I'm not going to put bleachers down here or anything like that. It's just like a practice field. That's what I'm sort of picturing. It's looking pretty good. Oh, I still got the splines turned on. It's looking not bad. I mean, we got our tracks over here, so if you got like a full yard or something like that, it's a pretty decent looking background scene. Or if you're gonna take a spin down to the Brickyard, try to get down to eye level here, or closer to ground level. It still seems really flat and plain to me, and I don't know really what it is. I mean, I know I'm missing some cars. We should add some cars, maybe. Baseball timing is too perfect for a high school. Yeah. Probably not wrong there. Oh, why is Google Earth frozen? There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe let's put some cars in some of these parking lots, in the parking spaces. And just see if that helps. We didn't add really any detail over here yet either. Streetlights definitely would be helpful, but I don't really even see a whole lot on Google Earth. Maybe some more power lines like worked into here too would help too. One thing I don't like is, I just don't like when the track is just like sitting on grass like that, but I don't know, that's kind of just how it is. All right, let's add a couple cars, I guess. Why not? Good old HP cars. I gotta... At some point, I need to buy... I need to buy some cars from Turbo Squid or wherever, CG Trader. And just... never look back at these stupid cars ever again. So tired of these. So tired of them. I know that there's some other cars out there too, but I don't want anything bright. I do have the C cars, but they're very high poly. Oh, maybe I only have this one. I thought I had more, but anyway, yeah. And maybe that's in 19. I might have them in 19. Let's just get a couple of these things placed. I love the green windshields too. That's like my favorite part of these cars. It's really obvious in 19. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. All right. Let's do a save. Game was frozen. Just hung up for a second there. Try to make sure that they're not gonna float. The problem with the cars that you buy on like CG Trader or Turbo Squid is that they're all so high poly, and then the low poly ones are just like cartoons, you know? So it's just like having to create like LOD for cars for this game is just not fun whatsoever. All right, hopefully none of those are floating. That helps a little bit. Yeah. I guess the one thing that I don't like is that the spline that I used for this, I wish it better matched the ground texture. That's really where it gets, I just don't like that, or if there's a better way to, I don't know, blend it. I like how YouTube is telling me that there's issues with the stream because the game is lagging. It's really just the game lagging. It's not the stream lagging. All right, so we got that kind of going a little bit. What else we got? We got about half hour left. Let's check out something else. Let's get away from this area for a minute. Let me put my settings back up. Maybe the game has pre-cached everything. Let's take a quick look around. I might just crash the game. All right, here we go. So let's take a look around at this place. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let things load in. All right, yeah, let's take a look at the museum itself real quick. I mean, any of you guys who have been there, is there anything that I'm missing in terms of like details that I should add to this place? Because that's one thing that I don't, you know, there's only so many photos that I've seen like detailing the grounds themselves, and I don't want to make it look too beat up. You know, it is a museum, but I've been to rail museums before, and they tend to be a little chaotic at times. I mean, it feels good to me. Oh, you know what we could do? Maybe we could put some cars in the parking lot of the museum here, because that's something I need to do. I also need to detail some of the scenes over here. So let's do that. Let's place some cars down. That's a good good thing we can do. We're just gonna use some groups, groups. Get some cars in here and just sort of fill the space a little bit. And this is another thing I wish we had better car groups. So maybe if I can get some, cars from Squid, I can make another. Oh, they're not gonna fit. No. Oh man. It's the wrong spacing because the spline is just stretched out a weird width. All right, well, forget about that. So now I'm not gonna sit here and place cars in parking spaces right now. You guys are gonna kill me. So we'll do that something else. So let's look around a little bit more. Take a look at the museum grounds a little bit. Let it load in. I'll give that a second to stabilize on your end. So model train store directly across the street from the museum in the shopping center. Oh, that's cool. I was kind of wondering that. I thought that there would be a pretty good place for a... Wow, yeah, I definitely need to turn this back down. For a model train shop. Let's just go down to 3,000. Trust me, it doesn't lag this bad unless I'm streaming, so... Yeah, one car at a time. All right, so we're not going to do that. Let's do this for the last half hour. I'm going to come back down to Salisbury. Salisbury? I started work on this section today. I realized, let me try to get back to the map view. I realized I needed to model the scene a little bit deeper. So if you can look here, all of these blocks I'm going to fill in up to here, and then off of that is where the model is just going to end. So today I was working on doing some roads, which look pretty sweet in my opinion. So maybe let's, for the last like 25 minutes or so, let's work on one of these blocks, because I need to start wrapping that up there. So let me get to it on Google. Get myself oriented. So we can do this like commercial building here. Let's take a look at it together here. So this is the space that we're looking at here. Train tracks are over here. So I modeled all of this road with these restaurants and that sort of thing. And then the final piece of that puzzle here is going to be this building. So that's what we're going to take a look at. So that's what this building represents here. So it's pretty much just a parking lot that we have to add in. Along with these median splines, and then we can detail this intersection, and that should probably take up the rest of this time. So we'll just do that quickly. Actually, this will be the last thing that we do. Even if we finish it, if we finish this before 6, I'm calling it quits. So we'll just lay these out. So yeah, a lot of what I've been doing on this route has been a bit of a combination of spline roads and my handmade roads. So I'm not really sticking to anything specific. I've used different road, what do you call it? Road splines, I guess. for different areas, and yeah, just trying to like use different techniques for different spots, because that's just that's what this route is all about. Actually, that's just sort of what my design style has been lately, is sort of mixing and matching, because you can't do handmade roads for absolutely everything. It's just too much. There's too much texture bleed, so it doesn't work in every situation. So you got to be able to mix and match. All right, so we got that. There's a bit of a ridge here, which I'm not really worried about too much. Kind of really what I've been doing is just free-forming most of these parking lots. Most of this area on Google, at least, looks like it's all freshly paved, so I'm just using that darker texture for everything. And if you were wondering, it is Asphalt Texture 02 and Asphalt Texture 01 are the two that I've been making a lot of use of. And they both look really good. I kind of like this darker one, especially with the road markings on it. It just looks really, like, that contrast is just so nice. So check those out. They should be on the DLS. And if they're not, then I'm going to be in big trouble, because I'm going to have to replace them when I go to release this. And that's going to really aggravate me, because I have not really been checking against anything. So we'll just do something like the length of this thing. Because the other thing is, you can't make these parking lots exactly how you see them on Google, because... Didn't I do this? Because your buildings are not going to be the same footprint. So you have to kind of just work with what you got and just get the general look down. And I had a couple people telling me that my... that I put my parking lots splines too close together, my parking lines, so people won't be able to like get out of their, like back out of their space very easily. And to that I say, suspend your disbelief a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and measure that stuff out. I try to get it as close as possible, but like even this stuff isn't going to be perfectly parallel either. You know, there's only so much I can do to keep my sanity. Yeah, I guess I'll show you. You guys are commenting about how Salisbury looks. Do another quick overview. I'll show you one of my favorite angles where you can actually overview or overlook most of the city. Let it populate a little bit. Yeah, I mean, pretty pleased with how it's been turning out. It's been a lot of work, but yeah, pretty happy with it. Oddly enough, I'm more happy with how the how the city is coming out rather than, you know, compared to like some of the other industries that I was working on. And the neighborhoods. Neighborhoods are just killing me. I never want to do another freaking neighborhood again for the rest of my life if I can avoid it. It's just, oh my god, it's so time consuming. Let's put a little median here. Maybe not. Now this is going to be pushing. Yeah, see, that's going to be too tight between there and there. So we'll just leave that like that. Let's see, we can have some parking lines going this way. But you know, all these things, it seems like useless to to be building all these background scenes and stuff like that. But I mean, when you back the camera out a little bit or you try to get a different angle, it's gonna it makes all the difference when you can see so much. Let's put our entrance over here. Just do something like that. Even back this up a little bit more. So yeah, then it looks like there's another entrance up here, but this is on like a wacky slope. I'll give you a little tip. If you want to even out some of your slopes, you could temporarily lock your splines in place. Use your leveling tool, like so. And then you can get rid of that lock and allow your splines to conform to the terrain again. But in this situation, I don't like how that looks, so we're gonna backpedal. But what you can do, or what I could do here, might be better, is to add a spline point on my road, lock that to about where I want it, and then use the plateau tool. Yeah, I just don't like how this looks here. I'd rather just leave what I had. Because then I could just use the what is this, plateau tool? Yeah, we just use that and smooth things out, and it'll be fine. Plus, it's a background scene. I really shouldn't even be spending this much time looking at this. All right. Do I want to have parking lot there? Parking lines? That's where I get a little hung up. Like, yeah, I know parking lots tend to, you know, not be totally flat all the time. But getting like a decent terrain here is just kind of a pain. Think about what we could do. We could sort of hide it. Let's do something like this. Get a little creative for a moment. Let's do this. We'll make a little thing. It's all about shapes. Any new upcoming fictional railroads that you have in mind? I don't have anything new like that in my mind lately. My focus has been on this and then jumping back into the P&B and focusing on that. So that's all I got. I have some ideas for the DBEV. Whether or not I explore those ideas is another thing, but I do have some ideas that I would like to maybe explore. I'm thinking either a full-on, you know, 1940s Hudson and Western type themed version of the DBEV, or bringing it all up to like the to the Penn Central years, and doing something like that. Or a modern version of the DBEV, like what it would actually look like in 2021 if it was successful. So I've kind of been exploring that in my mind, but I don't know. I don't really know if I have the brain bandwidth at the moment to do that. I got to get this done, and I definitely want to get a lot of work done on the P&B this year. And then I think once I'm probably like when I'm feeling confident with where I'm at with the P&B, then that's when the gears will start turning again for that sort of stuff. So now this we can actually just, that's going to be way too tight. This will be able to like level out a little bit. If that one in the corner is a little funky, then I'm willing to just live with it. Not a big deal. What did I just see that I wanted to fix? This is a little bit of a weird bend. That's better. It's not quite symmetrical, but, you know, I don't really care. Kind of fits like where how the building is offset. So let's just do one more row, and let's do and then I'm gonna end this really long stream. So I'm really starting to get hungry suddenly, and when I get hungry I can't focus my brain. So we'll do like a little dividing thing here. I don't know. Then cars have to kind of pull in and go to the right or to the left. Go around the building. Yeah, I mean, that looks cool. I don't know if I'm even going to take the time to fill it with cars or anything like that. Some of these background scenes. Let's see, let's make an entrance over here too. Let's see, let's just make it kind of large. Yeah, why not? Probably wouldn't be that big, but whatever, I'll live with that. One last thing we need to add, I think, is just a bit of a sidewalk here. Yeah, that's looking good enough. Yeah, I kind of feel like this is it's too much. Let's make that a smaller entrance. There we go. Put a couple trees down, boom, boom. Kind of hide some of the weird irregularities in there. Some trees and shrubs. Throw that guy in there. Yeah, I'm gonna come back and fix. I'm gonna have to fix that because that's just too much. What I could do is maybe make the curb a little bit shorter. But I'm gonna leave that for now. But I think I'm gonna end it here. Let's just take one final look at the world that I've been working really hard on. And again, hoping to have this done within the next month. There's a lot of work to do on it still, but I'm pushing ahead. And then once I'm done with this, I'm taking a little bit of a break and trying to figure out what comes after that. So anyway, that is going to do it for today's stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I had a lot of fun hanging out and doing some work and watching the freight train go by. I hope you guys enjoyed that too, because that was a little bit different. And you know, obviously, if you enjoyed this stream, consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. And if you'd like to help support the channel, please consider jumping over to Patreon and taking a look at some of the benefits that I have on offer over there. But anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you guys in the next one, which might be sooner than later. See you soon.